Hello, welcome to episode 36.
Sitta or Thalathine?
Have you been practicing it a lot?
No, I just remembered I had a look
Did
when I
you?
walked. Well, I remembered Sitta
So explain what you're saying.
It's 36 and Q80.
So
Sitta
internationally multilingual.
Thalathine. There's a lot of lisping going on.
Done.
So that goes well. That one goes out to Habib.
Yeah, last week we gave Habib a little shout out.
So I'm now honorary Q80.
What language are you going to learn for next week?
I'm going to use the language of love.
Okay, good. So yeah, episode 36. We're back, people. Thank you for joining us.
We didn't really go anywhere.
Well,
we went away
for a week and then back. Yeah, but we're back for a week.
Okay,
you know?
It's like we're going away.
People are back with us, is what I mean, which is very nice of them to join us and listen to us.
It's nearly school hollybobs time.
It's nearly school hollybobs time, but before that, we'll get to that in a minute, I think, because we need to talk about...
Oh, God.
Well, no, I think it's quite a big, memorable event. It was Live Aid. It was the 40th anniversary of Live Aid. You were 15 years old.
No, isn't it 50, 40, 80?
85.
85.
You were 15-ish.
I do.
Maybe
I do
16,
remember
depends.
it.
No, summer, you would have been 15.
I don't remember Band 8.
Live Aid. Let's get it right. So we had Band Aid, which was the song. Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah,
That's
then we
Band
had
Aid.
Live Aid.
Live Aid.
Is that correct? Yes.
Yeah, Live Aid, which was the massive concert, but they had one in London at Wembley and one in America somewhere, LA somewhere. And Phil Collins, did you know this?
You told me.
We could pretend you didn't know for the people listening at home.
Okay, come on then.
Did you know that Phil Collins was the only performer to perform at both Live Aids?
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a bit rude. We
All
don't
right,
need
get
to
out
swear.
of here. That's an amazing story, Suzie.
Amazing feat. Yes, you didn't know that.
Right.
So, obviously, by the power of Concorde, back in the day, he was able to perform at the London one and then jet it across to LA.
That's amazing.
I know.
Good for Phil.
Phil
He doesn't look very well at the moment, Phil.
No, I don't think.
Looks a bit infirm.
What we have to remember is Live Aid was 40 years ago.
Yes, true.
And a lot of these artists were probably in their
But then you look
30s.
at Sting now.
No, I'm not saying it, but, across the, population, unfortunately, some people get a bit unlucky. Some people do it to themselves with their health, but some people are just, unfortunately, a bit unlucky with
Still my favourite advert, that Cadbury's advert with the Phil Collins drumming intro with the gorilla behind the drums, remember?
Yeah, I remember the drum. I would not be able to tell you what the advert was for.
Cadbury's. Cream milk. No, dairy milk.
Dairy milk.
Cream pants.
Dairy eggs. Dairy eggs, one of those. Other chocolate brands are available, obviously.
But they're not as good. I tried to do the healthy chocolate, the 90% stuff. Or 80%.
Well, I think darker, with a little hint, is okay every now and then. I think some people just really love dark chocolate.
They just like that bitterness.
Yeah.
But I thought I would,
don't like
I like
super
coffee.
Soggy, creamy yogurt.
Suzie.
No,
what
creamy
about those
chocolate.
Soggy pistachio ones we had?
Soggy melted chocolate is just not nice. I mean, if it's meant to be like a chocolate spread, that's one thing. But if it's meant to be chocolate, then it needs to come from the fridge. Ooh. That is the dilemma, people.
Room temperature, no way. Well, not room temperature when it's 30 degrees outside.
No. Yeah, it's just like, feels like my teeth are disintegrating when you eat it.
Oh, crikey. It's a lot of things you have to worry about in your life.
Okay, so let's go back to Live Aid.
Yes, please.
Because that's a bit more...
Phil Collins.
Intellectual conversation than chocolate, possibly.
You say that.
And we're a very intellectual podcast. People only listen to us for our intellect, I think.
Yours.
Yes. So Phil Collins did that. Do you remember watching it?
Yes.
Do you know anyone who went to it?
No, see, I was a bit too young to go.
But you were 15. Yeah, I know people who went to it my age.
Maybe. But you were
13.
Essex. You were allowed to do more stuff from Essex.
I'm from Essex, and don't down the Essex people. Essex people are cool. Stop it.
I just said you're from Essex. There's no...
No, meaning you're allowed to do it because you're all like...
No rules.
You don't have butlers and
don't have parents.
You don't have butlers and chauffeurs like I did.
Oh, it was a nightmare. Yeah, I think...
In the royal borough of...
I think I was in the royal box.
Yeah, you're probably there with Queenie.
No, not that I remember. No one that...
I don't remember watching it on TV. I remember I was 13, so I was probably doing a gymnastics competition or something, and you were probably running at the track. It was a Saturday, wasn't it? So I don't think... I remember snippet... I feel like I've seen it, because I've seen it so many times on TV, but...
I did remember watching it live. I do remember going home and watching it in the evening.
Yeah.
And just thinking, I was at the age where all the songs they sung didn't sound like the records, so it didn't really do it for me. I wasn't really into live performances then.
Well, and I think a lot of the people they had on it were older. They weren't like current artists that necessarily you would be listening to at 15.
Mel and Kim.
Other than George Michael, I was probably going, who are these old people? Not realising how iconic. Well, you know, we even watched Bohemian Rhapsody. That's in that film. There's obviously they recreate part of Live Aid when they come on at the end, and also they show some footage, actual footage. And actually, they weren't like cool back then because obviously they had a massive breakup, sort of time out. And
they had a breakup.
Queen. Freddie Mercury left.
High
and
voice.
Queen. No. And they tried to go. Obviously, they got back together to do that. Just before, obviously, he announced that he'd got HIV and AIDS. But I think for them, they weren't like seen as a cool band to have on. They were like almost like has-beens of that era by the mid-80s.
Status quo.
Yeah, so they'd got loads of like all these old iconic rock bands on who were probably amazing to watch if you were there live. But watching at home as a 15-year-old or whatever, you're probably going, who are these old blokes?
Yeah. Because Jagger came on, Bowie was on.
Yeah, Annie Lennox.
Bowie was prime time, 84. So Bowie was prime time.
You were a massive Bowie fan, so...
No, but he was in the charts. That was when he was singing, dancing on the streets, all of that.
But it'd gone more poppy, that's what I meant, not from his, like...
Yeah, China Girl and all that.
Yeah, it was a bit more, like, commercial pop rather than his normal stuff.
Ziggy Stardust.
But I think for like, teenagers, it was just the whole event of going to a massive, iconic, one-off event that's probably never happened again.
When did Glastonbury start?
Oh, you did tell me this.
Come on, concentrate. I've listened about Phil Collins and you don't listen about my stories.
I thought it was 70s, but it's earlier than that.
No, you're right. Wasn't it 72?
No, I don't think it was 72.
Because I got it wrong.
I would remember that because it's the year I was born.
Yeah, 1997. Everything happened in 97.
No, 72.
Yeah, but everything happened in 97.
After that.
72 was the start of your journey, but the pinnacle was 1997 in July or wherever it was, when you met me.
Was it?
So it was quite amazing how forthright Geldof was.
Yeah, because there's a programme, if you want to go and check it out. There was on Saturday, was it on, when we were watching it Sunday?
Yeah, BBC, I think.
Sunday night, we were watching it.
But it's the first time watching Blair being interviewed. He got quite emotional because it was one of the only times he said in politics where he felt like he made a difference.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Geldof was the driving force behind all of it with Midge originally with Band Aid, I think. But the massive, because he's, extremely opinionated, outspoken, passionate being. And he got stuff done because he scared the shit out of people, I think. He'd just ring them up.
Well, when he met Bush, obviously Bush met Bono and Geldof at the same time. Bono came out looking quite smart. Bono gave him a Bible. I didn't realise Bush was quite so religious. Gave him a very old traditional Irish Bible, which swung him. What was his famous quote? Bush's famous quote Bono was saying, "What's the worst thing about..."
That was for Live 8.
Yes.
That
what's
was
the worst
on.
thing about sin? And it's about... What's the word that Bush used? It's basically when you don't do anything about something you could change. I can't remember the word he used. It was very good. But yeah, they were quite good, those two. Good cop, bad cop, Bono and...
Yeah, exactly. Bono was a diplomat more.
He went very political. I didn't realise. He turned up at the Labour political party. He, on stage in Germany, because Helmut Kohl hadn't agreed to this new G8 agreement about basically signing off all the...
Well, he gave him a warning. He said, look, if you don't sign it, I will call you out. I'm going to be doing a massive concert in your capital, Berlin.
So, yeah, quite interesting. I like that.
But I think for those two, I mean, the Live 8, I don't remember, I remember tiny bits of Live 8, but I don't remember it.
I remember there being lots of political issues about it because there was hardly, and they mentioned it,
African.
There were hardly any black singers involved.
Or even just involved.
Yes, Dorma. No.
But a nod to any. There wasn't a concert in Africa. That was the whole point.
There was. They ended up doing. No,
I'm saying initially.
Oh, she's saying.
Just listen. Initially, there wasn't one. There was because they called obviously G8 Live 8, so they had it in all the 8 main.
The countries that were involved with G8, yeah.
Who were involved in the G8, so they called it Live 8, and then suddenly it was like, well, we want one. So
should we set up a concert, Katie, too?
What would you call it?
Gingers for Justice.
Or Justice for Gingers?
No, other way around. Ginger, we all become
so only ginger
world
people
leaders.
Can join. Okay.
And we all become world leaders. We take over the world.
Why don't you be like the ginger raving loony party?
Me, Sinner.
Who won Wimbledon?
Well
done. Very nice human, he seems. Very cold looking.
De Bruyne. He'd take over with us. Who else? Name me other famous gingers. Ed Sheeran, obviously. Chris Evans. I mean, we've got quite a big
Boris
crew.
Becker.
He's
quite outspoken.
Okay, we might give him a slightly smaller country. But that's quite a good crew. I feel like
we're missing... Did you say Ed Sheeran?
Yes, I did say it. I feel like we're missing one other. Christian Horner. He's just been sacked by Red Bull. You see that?
Yes.
He's very Marmite, isn't he? Apparently, people that work for him really liked him. But I don't know who they interviewed.
I think people who worked for him liked him unless you were being groped by him, allegedly, or any other
He never groped me when I met him.
Behaviour. When did you meet him?
I can't remember, somewhere. One of the... Oh, am I doing my thing again?
Yeah, we can't hear you with your finger over your mouth.
Yeah, but it's not over, it's on top of my moustache.
It sounds like you're mumbling. People need to hear you.
I met him at...
Okay.
Do you remember when I was trying... They wanted me to do gyms for Soho House.
Oh, right.
And I met him and someone else on one of the meetings. I don't
know
what
he was doing to it. Was he an investor?
I think he was just there and the bloke knew him.
Oh.
Only it was just a
hello.
hello.
Put that on my nose.
Just a hello. Typical me, I was like, who the fuck's that?
You didn't know who it was.
I just knew it was Ginger, so immediately we...
Was he at Red Bull then? How long
2005 he started Red Bull. So yeah, maybe. Yeah.
20 years ago.
Maybe. Yeah, I can't remember when all that was. What's going on?
So you mentioned Sinner. Let's talk about Wimbledon final.
So
let's talk about tennis generally. So Wimbledon finals.
I'm going to talk about Sunday. Sinner. If that's right, Suzie.
You can. I'll allow it.
Well, there was a big article. Owen Slott, who's a sports journalist in the Times, who I quite like. He was writing about. Obviously, Sinner got done for taking performance-enhancing drugs.
Is this Mark Spitz or is this just general?
This could be Mark Spitz.
Okay, let's make this Mark Spitz.
So it's about drugs and performance-enhancing drugs. Anyway, so my first response was, well, he's been caught. How did he get away with it? They moved the timeline that his 3-month ban was so he could play in Wimbledon because he shouldn't have even been playing.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. And then so the story was he got absorbed a steroid through the hands of his sports therapist. His sports therapist had cut his finger. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe his strength conditioning coach had given a cream to this guy which speeds up the recovery of wounds, which was a steroid.
Never trust the strength and conditioning
coach. So, never. But what's really interesting, if this was a made-up story and he asked these two to fabricate the story, you'd think he would have protected him.
Well, you thought everybody would be on the cover-up.
He sacks these two immediately, so they're no longer part of the Sinner team, right? And then Owen Slott, or basically, the amount that was in his system is not enhancing. This was the big argument with nandrolone and Lympha Christie back in the day when the doctor was interviewed. He's like, yeah, there's nandrolone in his system, but it's not enough. And you could argue, well, has it kind of filtered through the system and there's not that much there now? And the same with Sinner.
Right. Yeah.
But when he interviewed all the WADA guys and all the people that are controlling doping, they said their testing is so accurate now. They did a little dummy run where they used a person and he lay on a pillow that his girlfriend had used eye drops on. And they tested him the next day and that was shown.
Yeah, well, we had a similar not similar thing, but with our dog, didn't we, with Ziggy? The vet said she was having a bit of a weird turn and she thought she was from my HRT that I put on gel on my legs every night, then obviously straight to the dog. The dog was getting HRT, which actually makes no sense whatsoever because if it absorbed, that makes sense. But her behaviour, it should be helping her. If she was going through like some weird hormonal thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the other argument is absorption rate. We don't have the dog upstairs at night, so by the time in the morning... And I wash. But it's interesting. There's so many research papers now.
Drinking water. There's so many bloody crap.
So a lot of specialists, to say, they mention the papers that they've helped write or been involved with. Mm-hmm. If you go on to PubMed now and look at papers, you could find a paper or anything. So the vet justifiably saw a paper on HRT absorption through pets, through their owners and so on. But the question is, what was the numbers in the trial? What were they actually looking for? And it's the same. But so I'd like to still have rose-tinted spectacles on. Obviously, I am with athletes, but the way Sinner reacted, whether there's been no payoff to these two. They got sacked because they fucked up. So is it because the system is so good at catching things now that they're actually catching innocent people? It was like, what's his name?
But
Baxter,
is there not like a regulated level?
Yes.
That you're allowed?
Yes, so he was obviously over that level.
Okay, which is quite considerable, I would imagine.
Yeah, with an anabolic, I don't know what it is. But do you remember Baxter, the Alpine slalom skier, got done? So he took Vicks inhalers. When he went to the States, I can't remember where the Winter Olympics were. I think it was Salt Lake or wherever it was. He just bought the same one in America, but the American one was different than the British one and he got done and he wasn't allowed to race. And you're like, and then a lot of people go, well, he's masking it because he's taking something else. And then the other half are like, oh, come on, give her a go.
And also, someone in the middle would say, because you've gone one half or the other half, is he should know better, or his team should know better.
Yes, there is that.
When you're competing at that level, if it's the first time you've done it and you're a complete amateur and you don't know, and you haven't, but even, we've got athletes that you train, they will know, they will be given a list. If they've given a GB vessel competing for the country at an international event.
Yes, they can send in if they're looking at taking a supplement, they can send that supplement in and get it checked.
So there is no excuse in retrospect, but you understand why he maybe just thought, Vicks is Vicks, let's just do the same.
I get it.
It's like anything, everybody has a different regulation.
But loads of swimmers, because of the damp, warm atmosphere.
Swimming, they get a bit damp.
The air around it, Susie.
They get a bit damp.
Right.
Soaking now.
They take Ventolin, because apparently it's quite a high proportion of people with asthma.
What's all bloody
But
chemicals?
then a lot of people don't take the Ventolin because obviously it improves lung function, and I haven't got asthma. See? So gingers for justice.
Gingers for justice. Is this just justice for sports?
In sport, yeah, interesting things, not politics. Oh, and
here
potholes.
We go. Jesus.
Potholes and rude people. So if we see a rude people, we can just immediately cull them.
Perfect.
You do give them a chance. You do speak to them first. You have 3 set questions. Did you mean to do that? Did you enjoy doing that?
Why are you being an arsehole?
Have you done this before? 3 yeses, shot immediately.
Why are you being an arsehole? Are you aware you're being an arsehole? Is mainly the thing.
I've given you the 3 questions,
okay,
Susie.
All right.
It's quite set in the gingers for
and
justice.
What do gingers for justice wear?
Lots of ginger clothes.
Eat ginger. What are ginger clothes?
Turmeric shots, ginger shots.
Ginger
we give out ginger clothes. Lots of hemp. Lots of hemp
clothing.
They're
not just wear loads of yellow and orange. Just not
wear
like
a lot of hemp, natural stuff.
From Netherlands.
Natural stuff. Gingers smell less as well.
Why do you wear? You don't wear natural stuff.
I am
all the time.
There we are. Bamboo.
That's not.
Damn it.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you want to join Gingers for Justice, please do get in touch.
I thought Sinner, after the other thing with Sinner and Alcaraz is Alcaraz warmed up on court 14 before the final.
Yes.
Which apparently is a slower court than centre court, whereas Sinner went to the warm-up courts, which are very similar, hard and blah, 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 on his own privately. Alcaraz had a crowd of people watching him warm up and he was enjoying it. Not that has an effect, but for Sinner to lose Roland Garros in 5 sets after missing 2 championship points, I do.
Well, he did say in his talk afterwards and his interview he did with Annabelle. Was it Annabelle? Yeah, Annabelle Croft. He did say, "Look, we went away, looked at the mistakes, and tried to rectify." He was very good.
But they've got a bit of a bromance, those two. And in terms of the quality of tennis, it was amazing. I did find
watching him play reminded me a bit of like back in the day, Ivan Lendl, people like that. Very cold, very.
Edberg was like that.
He was in the zone.
If you were a tennis player, male or female, what personality would you think you'd be most similar to?
I'd be Serena Williams.
Big boobs.
Not necessarily just the big boobs, just the sort of shouty, wearing really nice stuff.
Wearing nice stuff.
Whacking the shit out of it. But she's obviously got a lot more skill.
I think I'd be
She's just lost a load of weight.
Has she? I think I'd be a mixture.
Not going to talk about that, though.
Pat Cash. Who was the other American who had a massive serve?
Yes, I can see his face.
Yeah. Oh.
Always wore a baseball cap back to front.
Yes. What do you say? Writing on a postcard.
Yes, answers on the postcard,
Pat Cash.
please.
Oh.
Roderick?
Yes, Roddick.
Roddick.
No.
Roderick?
Roddick. Roddick. Andy Roddick.
Wadwick.
Who's Wadwick?
Blackadder.
Release Wadwick.
Wadwick. Yes. Oh, Bjorn Borg. Did you know? So Bjorn Borg's one of your faves. You wore his pants for a long time.
Very good pant maker.
Do you know what age he was when he retired?
23.
26.
Damn it.
26.
Yes.
Really young.
I can't remember what the reason was.
The reason was, well, I just read, it was an article about him in the whatever, Sunday magazine or whatever.
The Sunday what?
Sunday magazine. Times. Sounds a bit wanky. He was saying that him and before that tennis players were like quite reserved and very polite and like sort of behind the scenes type of thing as far as sports people were concerned. And then him, McEnroe, Connors.
Connors was just slightly before, wasn't he?
Well, I mean, they sort of started to build it, and then him and McEnroe, because there was this like constant rivalry between the two of them. Eventually, they were like the rock stars of tennis because better looking. Jimmy Connors wasn't that like he was a bit just American, bit boring looking. But those two had just sort of this sort of instant energy on the court and stuff. They became more like rock stars of tennis. So he said they could barely leave, their houses, hotels, anywhere. It was just like mobbed constantly. Couldn't go out for dinner. That's why he stopped. Nothing to do with his tennis. He just couldn't
like the
cope
fame.
With the whole
fame game.
Stop. And he said probably be fine because it's expected. Fame and stuff like that is expected for sports people more.
Right. Yeah.
And so he said, if you went somewhere, people would like. Hopefully
show some respect,
give some privacy or so he said, I think he stopped and then almost like just went away from everything and then stopped. His parents had a clothing company. I think that's how he got into the clothing.
Yes. I saw that.
Clothing company. Pants.
I think he's still involved with that. Obviously his name's still involved.
Yeah.
But...
So anyway, he was watching, wasn't he? So we've done Wimbledon. Now we went to a fabulous event.
Lots of tears were shed.
On Saturday. At Hyde Park, British Summertime, Hyde Park, we booked the tickets, you booked the tickets, a long time ago, for Stevie Wonder.
It's the only time I've ever bought something and paid in installments. It was so expensive.
Well, we didn't buy a stand at the back 4 miles from the stage tickets.
No. We were close, right-hand side, VIP Diamond Experience or something. Diamond. Have you still got it on?
Still got a band on, yeah, I like it. Diamond, but also you had the bar thing as well, which was quite nice. But we're not big drinkers, so in retrospect, you think was it worth it doing that bit?
It was nice having the private bit.
But it was nice just go and like escape quite a lot of people and have a little sit down. We didn't get that, it was going on all afternoon, so you could have been there from.
It was at Ezra Collective. They were good.
They were brilliant. They were on just before.
What's the name?
They're from like East London.
Yeah, I knew they were London.
I didn't know they were London.
Lana Del Rey?
No, Corinne.
Why do I do that? Did that on... Yes, okay. Corinne
Rayleigh Bay. There was The Brothers Art or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the other artists at all.
But he was always on my bucket list. Him and Bowie. Never got to see Bowie. Very upset about that. And so we had an opportunity to see Stevie Wonder before, didn't we?
About 6-7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. And his voice was brilliant. And he brought on 2 of his 9 children.
Yeah, so it was just immense.
Very nostalgic. Very nostalgic. Me and Amber were crying our eyes out.
Our kids have been brought up with lots of different styles of music. So
I did especially play a lot of Stevie to Amber.
Yeah, but I think she's really into old and new artists. She'll still like all her drum and bass, like YouTuber Dizzy, and not he's new, but like current drum and bass stuff and clubbing But because she likes music and sings and loves musicals and that sort of stuff.
That was that. Remember the song that I used to sing to her when she was ickle was Golden Lady, Stevie Wonder.
Golden Lady.
So I introduced her to Inner Visions and Keys in the Songs in the Key of Life. Those 2 albums, which are just classic. Favourite album ever?
Of?
Anything.
I do like Off the Wall Michael Jackson, I have to say. Yes.
Pet Sounds.
I mean, I used to listen to a lot of Thriller album because that was my era, but the one before that...
Off the Wall was better than Thriller.
Off the Wall, yeah. But for me, because I'm so much younger than you, Yeah. I grew up more with Thriller album because that was happening. So I didn't really listen to Off the Wall. I obviously knew the songs, but I didn't realise it was in a whole album until a bit later on, probably.
But I was telling Flynn the other day, when you used to buy vinyl, not so much a CD, I don't think, maybe because I was older, but if we bought a vinyl, you'd sit down and listen to it all the way through. Because the vinyl, normally, people used to make albums that told a story. There was it was almost like a concert. Sometimes they'd build it up. Normally the first song was quite on it, and then they kind of mellow a bit. And then.
But also, what you have to remember is when we listened to music, you couldn't just quickly record stuff or press a button and it skipped to the next part.
No, you have to lift the needle.
Until CDs, but even then you had to physically get up and press a button.
Not if you had a remote, Suzie.
Well, your butler did it for you.
Exactly.
But, in the car even, and their attention span for listening to a whole song...
No one finishes a song now.
...is incredible. Flynn, we were driving yesterday, and I was telling him off anyway because he was driving. He kept, changing song, do not touch the stereo while you're driving, please. We're trying to practice exam mode because he's doing his test. Next week.
There we are.
So yes, there's been a lot of driving practice as well going on. But yeah, back to Stevie.
Yeah, he was brilliant. His voice I still thought was amazing.
But he had all the chat as well, which I think is funny.
He was doing his London Geezer chat, which was very funny. And he came on wearing an amazing jacket with John Lennon on one side.
Marvin Gaye on the
other. With his sequins, and one of his daughters was
his
the backing
eldest
singer.
His first daughter.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very good. He played some real classics, and a great showman. Yes, it was just very special.
Just amazing. I know he's been blind, all his life, hasn't he?
No, I think he did have some vision when he was born. I think.
Okay, but for the majority of his life, he's been blind, and so obviously he's adapted and he's amazing. But obviously, he came on with his son and daughter, eldest daughter, brought him on and stood with him, and it must be such a weird sensation to not be able to see. There was how many people there? 100,000 probably.
That's probably.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was oversold. I think it was just packed. Because you went to Billy Joel and you said there wasn't. I mean, no, Billy Joel
definitely
maybe not
less
quite
people.
the same.
There was definitely less people.
It was really rammed, and so. It must be weird, because obviously he can only hearing people's reactions, and he got the crowd singing along with different stuff, and his ears must be so finely tuned. Do
you think you can feel the aura, as the kids say?
Yeah, I mean, I think
feel the energy of the crowd.
But I suppose he's used to his band. He's used to. I mean, that's what I thought. Even if you booked the tickets, I thought, okay, he's older now, and sometimes when your voice gets a little bit weaker, it's not quite as powerful. So I thought even if his voice isn't as immense as it was, say 10, 20 years ago, he's going to have amazing musicians and iconic backing singers, where they all came out and did a little turn.
Solo, yeah.
But even he started singing a couple of times, didn't he? And he would sort of go, oh, hang on a minute, I'm going to start again.
So he was signed at 11, he was saying.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it was very, very, very,
very
emotional.
Very, very nice.
It was very nice indeed.
And then, so Mark's bits we've already done now. Drug, doping.
Yeah, don't take drugs.
Just say no. We did that last week, didn't we? I remember doing Zamo.
Yeah.
Just say no. Anyway, just say no, kids, to drugs.
I find all these stories you see about people doping. I wonder if we ever actually get the full truth. It's all there's. I think there are people that are caught who are generally innocent, and I'd like to.
But that's a hard thing to know now. What's real and what's not real.
Yeah,
because it's easier to hide. Anyway, so we talked about it's some holidays nearly for a lot of people. End of term, I think. And my Suzie shout out's going out to anyone who's our kids. Well, Amber's at uni anyway, but Flynn broke up. Feels like about a month ago.
So local schools break up this Friday, don't they?
Yeah, so end of term. Or summer into next week.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, summer into early next week. So I think end of term, there's also, I've just seen lots of people who've got kids still at school, just constant. There's sports days and summer fates, and then you've got to buy teachers' presents, and just the whole frenzy of just winging it out end of term when everybody's a bit tired. But then for me, it's not so much once the end of term comes, that's fine. But for people who are working,
used to get proper twitchy when the summer holidays started
because it's such a long time. And I wasn't doing a full-time job. My work was sporadic. But if you have a job, like we're already seeing it now with the gym.
We experienced it with our mates who asked Amber to take their boy to summer camp because they're both working.
But I think, people being able to work, you work because you're trying to earn a living and you want to, you hopefully like your job and what you do. But then when there's summer holidays or big, school holidays come up, parents then like, well, I can't take 6 weeks off to look after, especially if children are younger. If your children are older, they can generally supervise themselves within reason. But, when they're younger, you've either got to spend an extortionate amount of money on a camp to entertain them while you work, and then you've got to get them there and get them back, or have someone take them back. So you have to rely, I think, on a group of friends or like lift shares. And I remember doing all that before, like, you take, I'll pick up, because you've got to be somewhere and you've got to do that, and it's just the logistics. It's not a relaxing period of time. Particularly
one woman I was speaking to who was was at the old gym. She was a PA, well earning PA, with a young kid, and she worked out that the kid care that they had to put in, she ends up, after paying the kid care off her salary, she only ends up with 200 quid a month. And she's like, so I deal with the guilt of going to work and leaving my young kid. And then at the end of the day, 200 quid, you're like, that's like one meal a week. It's like, for
one
a month,
meal a week,
50 quid a month. But do you know what I mean? It's like, it's brutal. It's like, and then, all they've talked about this for generations about, airplane costs go up during the summer holiday. And half of me's like, well, it is supply and demand, unfortunately. Everyone wants to fly, so it's like anything. They're going to put the prices up, unfortunately. I don't agree with it, but but I know quite a few people now. I was speaking to some of the coaches at the track, and they go, I just stay here for summer. I mean, obviously athletics is a summer sport, so they need to be around for the summer sports. But a lot of people go, well, actually, the weather's nice. It quietens down. No one's around. So we just go and do day trips. And
but even if you go in the UK, everything's hoiked up the prices.
Good word, Suzie.
Hoiked. I don't even know how you spell that, but I like it.
I'm going to say Hoicked.
I would have missed the C out, maybe. Hoiked.
Where's that come from? Must be the C again. To hoik. It must be to pull something up.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Hoist. Maybe hoist and something else.
Maybe it's meant to be hoist and we've just got it wrong.
It's an actual word.
Hoiked. Is it?
I don't know. That was a question. Oh. Is it an actual word?
I'll get back to you next week.
Okay. Answers on a postcard again, please. So good luck to everybody who's coming up to end of term.
Yeah.
Keep planning your summer logistics. Chill out. You don't need to spend loads of money entertaining your children, especially if they're young. We have learnt that we don't need to spend loads of money. Now they would like to have money spent on them, but like when they're younger, just simple stuff. You don't need to buy them loads of ice creams and sweets and crap and entertainment stuff. Just get a couple of their mates around and do
off-ground it. That's the best game out there. Off-ground it.
Water fights, all that stuff. Simple stuff. We had kids that come and stay with us years and years ago, before we had kids. Fred and Jane's kids, do you remember?
Yes.
And they came down, stayed with us for a weekend, and we'd planned, because we didn't have kids, we didn't really understand what they needed particularly. Yes. And we'd spent loads of money taking them to
London
pottery painting, London Eye, all these different trips, and when they went back home and they had to write, what I did at the weekend, blah, blah. One of them wrote about the shepherd's pie that I'd cooked, that I'd left for them, because I think we were out, or I can't remember, they arrived at our house, we weren't there, so I'd left dinner, all that was put in the oven. The shepherd's pie I'd cooked, which is...
No, that's covering the fucking... Woo! No, that's covering the swear words, how good it was.
That's like celebrating the fact that I actually cooked. Shepherd's pie, and then the train, watching the trains from the London Eye. Not looking at the whole of London. One of them was lying on the floor, I remember, in the London Eye. Trains. Just looking at the trains at Waterloo Station. So there we are. That's a lesson learned. Don't spend loads of money on kids. Unnecessary.
Okay. Just get them to
watch them.
Paint dry.
Yeah. Just stick them at the station.
In front of a dishwasher. No, what's it called? Washing machine.
That's white noise, yeah. I think if they're a baby, they might be entertained by that.
Or me.
Or I saw another person had put, with a baby, not expensive toys, they'd filled a plastic bag with peas, like frozen peas and some water, and sealed it all up. And this kid was just like, because the peas were like moving around like a little water game thing for hours of fun. Simple hack. There we go.
I'll do that with Amber.
I'll do that with you later. Anyway, thank you, people. Love you. Have a good week.
What was 36 in Kuwaiti again?
I don't remember.
Sita or 30? Sí,
Carlos.
Oh, yes.
Agraz.
Yeah, we got Spanish.
We love Carlos.
Ciao.